Hey, everybody, it's Pastor Francis Johnson. I'm joining you on this beautiful fifth Sunday, August 2020. What a beautiful day this is. And I am so grateful. I am spending a bit of it in the backyard, just taking a break. I hope that you have used this day as a Sabbath, used this day as a day of rest, as an opportunity to take a break yourself. Remember, thriving in this season of unexpected change is also about learning the lesson that rest is important to the journey. Remember, God made the Sabbath for us, not us for the Sabbath. And so, whether you are reading a good magazine or maybe catching up on a good book, drinking a glass of wine, or just lighting your sage and just sort of recalibrating in a tub of water, whatever you are doing to take a break, I'm glad that you're doing it. One of my favorite passages from the scriptures is drawn from the fourth chapter of Mark. You know this story. It is the story of where Jesus has preached and poured out to people, and then he commands uh, there on the Sea of Galilee his disciples to get into a boat, and he tells them they're going over to the other side. And while Jesus is asleep in the stern of the boat, a storm comes up, and the waves begin to beat upon the ship. And all of a sudden, there's this unexpected change in everything that is about the disciples. And they are concerned that Jesus seems unconcerned. He is sleeping. He has seemed to take a break while everything seems to have fallen apart. If you feel this week with everything, the Republican National Convention, everything this week with the death of Chadwick, if you feel that everything this week, just the onslaught of murder after murder captured on film and broadcast every day on the evening news of Black and brown people, if you feel that everything this week, the fact that Breonna Taylor is on the cover of Vanity Fair and her killers are still free in Louisville, Kentucky, or closer to home. If you feel that the injustice of Mark Wilson or Julian Lewis, close to home here in Southeast Georgia, has got you wondering, where is God? Is God asleep? Does God even care? You're not alone. The disciples felt the very same thing, even though they knew Jesus was nearby. It seemed as if he just didn't care. They came down to where Jesus was sleeping, and they asked him point blank, "Do you not even care if we drown?" Jesus got up. He rebukes the storm. You know the story. The winds stop blowing, the waves stop crashing, and all is peaceful. Literally, peace be still. And Jesus looks at them and he says to them, "Do you have such little faith?" That story has always been curious to me because certainly they had faith, or they would not have even come to Jesus in the first place. But that they have faith to take charge of the circumstance themselves and do what they could do with their own agency. I'm encouraging you today to use your power to choose to take a break. And in doing so, add some time to connect with God through prayer and through scripture. I have these wonderful dice that were given to me by a speaking engagement, and it was a gift for me coming. And it's such a beautiful thing, these dice. Of course, they don't have numbers on them, they have little statements on them. One says genuinely, or without fear, or right away. And then the other one gives me some action. It says share an idea, think, recognize someone, set a goal. And if I roll these things, these dice, it gives me an intention. With passion, share an idea. That's what the dice say. And so I'm going to share an idea with you. If you want to try to reconcile the frustrations you're feeling between what's happening in your lived reality and the God that you know is near, but you have some questions about whether he is concerned, especially as it relates to the killing of Black and brown people and the racial unrest, social injustice, and the movement of Black Lives Matter. I would commend to you Kelly Brown Douglas's Stand Your Ground, Black Bodies and Justice of God. What a wonderful text this is. This text is one that I have read before, but one that I am reading again and hope to share a bit of it with you on Wednesday during our prayer session. That is Stand Your Ground, Black Bodies, and the Justice of God. I would also encourage you today to get out in nature. If you live in an urban environment, you might want to visit a park. If you have some green space around where you are, and there's lots of it here in Southeast Georgia, which is why I love to call this place home. Get out and stick your feet in the sand, in the soil, in the earth, and let it renew you. Light you some sage, drink you a glass of wine, do something to be intentional about taking a break today. And through prayer and scripture, connect with God. Of course, after you've taken a break, or as a part of taking a break, you can connect with others. I know you are used to zooming in with your family, zooming in with friends you haven't been able to see in a while. Do that, connect with others, and don't allow yourself and the burdens and the stresses of this moment to keep you isolated. And also remember to connect with yourself. Connect with yourself. Connect with yourself and the world around you. In doing so, you make yourself prepared as you break your rest to go back into the work that you're called. And you go back into that work not tired, not bewildered, and not confused. You go back into that work renewed. You go back into that work revived. You go back into that work refreshed with all that, the resources that are at our disposal, the earth, our friends and family, and our own ability to think in this moment critically about how we can improve the human condition ourselves. With our own hands, with our own power, we can declare today, peace, be still. I love you so much. I am praying continually for your family and ask that you do the same for mine. This is a difficult time for all of us. Last night, we were able to share a bit with the boys and watching some of Chadwick's movies, including Black Panther, which we watched again. I watched Get On Up this morning, the story of James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, 42. Take some time and watch this brother. Unbeknownst to the world, he was struggling with cancer during the last 4 years and produced some of his best work in spite of the circumstances around him. And there's a lesson in that for us if we would only hear what God is saying. Until we're able to connect again, be blessed and remember, take a break. Take a break today. It is God's will for your life. God bless.